All right, welcome to another edition of AH Live. It's episode 124, and we're celebrating again. We're number one for a second straight week on the Billboard Top 30 with this track right here. Let's get down tonight. Featuring the one and only Vincent Ingala on saxophone. Huge thanks, number one, to my radio promoter, Jason Goroff, Goroff Music Marketing, all of the incredible stations out there who've been so supportive, not only with this single, but all of my singles. This is my 10th Billboard number one. Feel so fortunate for that. And number one for 2 weeks. And I did a post earlier. If you haven't seen it, go check it out a little bit later on my social media. 10 total songs on Billboard this week. Huge thanks to all the amazing artists I have the good fortune of working with. Will Donato is at number 4. I believe Lisa Adio and Paula Atherton are 14 and 15. And Blake Aaron just debuted. I think he's at 27 or 26. We also had tied for most added with Will Prince. And we also had 5 in recurrence. So just feeling real fortunate for all the support out there. We have a ton of new music for you today. Last week, Jason Jackson came out with his brand new single off his new album, All In. It's called Working It Out, and it's already getting picked up on a ton of stations. He sent in a brand new performance video, and also the song features Gino Rosaria on keyboards, and I twisted Gino's arm, got him to send in a video. So brand new video, never before seen, brand new tune, working it out for you guys right here on AH Live. Not only that, I've got a new tune for you guys as well. I just worked on it yesterday, worked on the track. It's a little bit of Eagles. I think we got some Eagles fans out there, right? Not the football team, the band. And finally, if you're on Team Cat, you're pleased with the haircut. If you're on Team Curls, don't worry. The curls will be back. My hair grows fast. But believe it or not, Cat had nothing to do with this. Yesterday, I went to the chiropractor just for some maintenance on my back. And I was just thinking to myself, man, these shampoo bills are getting big. The pomade bills, the hair gel, starting to burn a hole in my wallet. So I went over to the barber, got cleaned up, came home. It was a shock to everybody. Actually, Adam Jr. hasn't said anything. But but anyways, it was just getting a little out there. And if you already know the story, well, it's not a story, it's just a general fact. The last place I want to hang out is the barbershop. It just takes forever. You make an appointment, you still wait an hour. It's the last place I want to be. So I always chop it really short and then just let it grow for several months. So anyways, Team Cat's winning today, but Team Curls will be back soon. And don't worry. But at any rate, so we've got new music from Jason Jackson. I've got a new tune for you. Also, this week, in fact, tomorrow night, Thursday night, we are at Yoshi's. We have not been in Northern California for, I believe, 2 or 3 years. So we want to see everybody there. If you're coming, invite a friend. If you know anybody in NorCal, let them know. We'll be there tomorrow night, Thursday night, 8 p.m. Tickets are at yoshis.com. Got an incredible band. We're all flying up from LA to play tomorrow. Tony Moore on drums. We've got Daryl Williams on bass. Keith McKelly on saxophone. Carnell Harrell on keyboards. My lovely wife, Kat, will be with me vocalizing. We're coming on up to the Bay Area for one night only. So grab your tickets, yoshis.com. We can't wait. It's going to be a blast. I personally haven't been to Yoshi's since, I believe, 2015. And this is my first solo show there. So very excited. Very excited. Cannot wait. We got a ton of pictures also to share from you from this past weekend. We were in Jacksonville, North Carolina, and in Phoenix, Arizona. So we're going to share that with you. And of course, Kat will jump in with the Cat Cam. So let's get started first before we get to Jason. Oh, and by the way, as always, do us a favor, click share We're here every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern on Adam Holly Artist page. Click, share. Make sure you follow Adam Holly Artist page because we want you to know about everything that's coming up, all the tour dates, new music, etc. Okay. So as I mentioned, I've got a tune for you. It's one of my favorite tunes of all time, not just favorite Eagles tunes, but favorite tunes in general. And I actually saw the Eagles live when I was in high school in 2001 up in Oregon at the Rose Garden. That's where the Portland Trailblazers play, the NBA team. It's now called the Moda Center. And I actually got to play there many years later. But this has always been one of my favorite tunes of theirs. Now, if you know anything about the Eagles, usually it was the one of the two lead singers singing one of the tunes, Glenn Frey or Don Henley. However, their new bassist, Timothy B. Schmidt, brought this tune to the group when he joined the group, and it became a #1 hit. And so I hope you enjoy it. I threw this track together for you guys last night, and it's called I Can't Tell You Why. Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, just a little bit of the Eagles for you, just to get us warmed up. I can't tell you why. One of my favorite tunes of theirs. So as I mentioned, we got some brand new music for you from Jason Jackson. It's called Working It Out, featuring the one and only Gino Rosario. But real quick, before we get to that, just want to share with you guys the link here. You can click the link in the description. It'll take you to Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. You can also do stars through Facebook. And you guys are the reason, through your support, we're able to do this every week. 124 episodes going all the way back, I think 2.5 years now. So crazy. So we have such a blast hanging out with you guys, and we appreciate your support so much. Also, you can get to my website through there, grab any of the CDs and vinyl. You can also get my tour schedule. Make sure you jump on the mailing list. That's very easy. If you go to adamholly.com, it'll pop up. You just type in your email. Bam! You're in there, and you'll hear about everything that's coming up. All right, so we're going to hear from Kat here in just a little bit, but real quick, here is a brand new tune for you, Working It Out by Jason Jackson featuring Gino Rosario. the one and only Jason Jackson featuring Gino Rosario, Working It Out. That's brand new. It just came out last week. It's already spinning on several stations out there. If it's not spinning on your local station, make sure you call in, request it. Shout out to Jason and Gino for putting that video together. Well, actually, they sent in the videos. I actually put it together. I edited it. But they had to play it in order for me to edit it. So shout out to both of them. And you guys know what time it is. It's time to bring in my lovely wife, Kat, with the Cat Cam. Hey.
Hi.
How is it going?
It's going.
How about them playing fools, Jason and Gino?
Just playing fools. Yes. They sounded great, and so many people really loved them. Ellen Nakata Harper says sounds great.
Yeah.
Preston Jordan says they are smoking. So good. And a lot of heart emojis. Denise Walter says, go Gino, when he was playing his solo.
Definitely. Working it out. That's what they were doing. They were working it out. So, yeah, shout out to both of them. We've been able to make some music with both of them all year, obviously in the studio, but this past weekend we were in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Jason came through and played, which was awesome.
Yes.
And when did we last see Gino? Was it in Pensacola, the Gulf Coast Summer Fest? Might have been.
No, it was when we were in Huntsville.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Gino killed, by the way. Gino did his own set in Huntsville. Shout out to Kenny Anderson for having us down there at Jazz in the Park. And then Gino was nice to stick around and play on my set. So, yeah, but we saw him there. We saw him in Pensacola. I had Pensacola in the mind because Cadillac, William Banks, the promoter for Gulf Coast Summer Fest, he called me today. He said, Adam, who's that guy that played the... He was asking me about a tune. And we all appreciate Cadillac. Cadillac's the best. He's been having us come down there since 2017, and it's always a blast. So, by the way, if you want to go to that festival, we did it the last 2 years, so we're off this year, but they're moving to Columbus Day weekend, so make sure you mark that down. It's always been Labor Day weekend, but they just moved. So, shout out to Cadillac. It was good to hear from him today. And, yeah, we're just about to ship off on the road. We're flying out tomorrow morning, and we got the suitcases almost packed. We're going to be up in the Bay Area tomorrow, so looking forward to it. But
yeah. Suitcase, almost packed. I don't know.
How's yours coming along? I did mine this morning.
Mine will probably be done tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough. I had to wash some stuff, and then some things that I washed I cannot put in the dryer.
Okay, all right.
So they're hanging up right now.
I'm really curious. What is the temperature out there on the hair? What are people saying? What's the temperature? Because I did a quick pop-in Facebook Live about an hour ago just to remind people at the show tomorrow in Oakland, and also to remind them about AH Live tonight. And all the comments were just like, the hair. What happened?
Let me see. Wesley Taylor.
And by the way, before you do that comment, I want to apologize. Anyone new tuning in or relatively new, the curls have been a subject of AH Live since really the beginning, because the show started in the pandemic. I wasn't cutting my hair because there were no live shows, so why cut your hair? And so the curls are like literally a weekly subject. Okay, go ahead.
So Wesley Taylor said, Kat, did you cut Adam's hair while he was asleep?
Nah.
And a lot of people are like, Team Kat, love the cut. And then other people were excited that you said they were going to come back, but I don't know if they're going to come back like they were yesterday.
Don't call your shot now.
Someone else said we both got new dues.
That's true. You got a new dude too.
I guess. This is just a lazy do. I didn't feel like really doing anything. And I don't know if someone said, did I cut my hair?
Hey, Creston's with you. He said, I'm with Team Cat. Adam looks sharp.
Thank you.
Shelly Singleton loves your hair, Cat. I guess
Dan
hair.
Barnes says, love Cat's hair, but you, Adam.
Oh, okay. All right.
Michael Brown, when you were asking about the temperatures, he said it's probably too cold for Cat.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is. And there's always these jokes on social media. It's usually West Coasters, joking about ourselves. And it says, when it turns 60 degrees and then like everyone in the house has sweatshirts on and they're eating soup and stuff, which is so funny because Monday, I did make soup, and I was walking around with my socks, and we've put the fireplace on every day this week. And it's exactly like those videos because it's been like in the low 70s. But that's kind of cold for us.
I came into the living room the other day and I was like, what is going on in here? It was like an oven.
No, it felt amazing.
That natural gas bill, my God, it's gonna be because we have one of those fireplaces that burns the natural gas. I cringe to think of next month's.
Would you
bill.
rather have the natural gas bill than to have to buy firewood, deal with the firewood, do the fire starters, try to light it, have all the smoke coming out, cleaning the chimney?
Right.
Thank you.
I'm just saying you could put a sweater on. That's another option too.
I did have a sweater on and it wasn't working.
All right. Fair enough.
Let me see. Michelle Child says, Kat, me and you have almost the same hairstyle today. Oh, thank you. And then Bernetta AJ Gain says, I had pho today. I had pho the other day too. That's why I had some soup. It was so good.
Shout out to Valerie Bibbs. She's in the house. She was hanging out in Phoenix, and she brought us to Davenport, Iowa, about a year ago, roughly. So it was good to see her, and thank you for tuning in to Age Live.
And Valerie Davis Bibbs says, it was so nice seeing y'all in Arizona. Love the performance.
Look at that. We're talking about each other at the same time. Very cool.
I'm trying to think who else was there. Cheryl Walters was there.
Oh, yeah. She's been tagging a bunch of pictures. I got, for the first time in a long time, tagged on Twitter. She put a bunch of pictures on Twitter. I was like, this is cool. Oh, speaking of which, I finally caved and I joined TikTok. So I want everybody to go on over to TikTok and join me because I'm going to be putting up some different content on each platform. So make sure you get on there. Same handle, at Adam Holly Music. But we're going to be posting some new stuff over there on TikTok. So Kat's been on me forever. And I think Grammy, too. I think Grammy's been telling me about TikTok. So I finally got on there.
Well, you were on TikTok for a while, and then you got off.
You know who also was telling me about it to get on there 6 months ago was Javier Colon. And so I messaged him this morning. I said, I'm finally on here. He's like, finally.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
That's
TikTok.
so funny.
Go over to TikTok at Adam Holly Music.
Let me see. When you were playing your opening number, so many people loved that.
I can't tell you why.
Everyone was saying that, well, not everyone, but a lot of people were like, oh my gosh, grew up on that song.
Yeah.
The song brings back memories.
Definitely.
Love this song.
I want to say 1979.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's definitely late 70s or the 80s. Timothy B. Schmidt.
Let me see. Michelle Childs. Oh, I'll put this. I'm going to write this down because that can be for a Ask Adam question. But back to the fireplace. Crescent Jordan says, I have to do that with my chimney. It's work, but worth it. Not when you're tired, though.
That's funny.
So let me write this question, or actually I'll screenshot it. So that'll be for Ask Adam. Let me just go through here. Crescent Jordan says, Javier is a smart man, telling you about TikTok. Michael Brown, I spend too much time on social media as it is. Now you're going to TikTok. Lord help me.
It's
And
definitely
then
been taking up my time for
Lori
sure.
Erickson said, yes, I think that song was out in 1979.
Bam. There
I
you
like
go.
this song that's playing in the background.
On the one. This is
It's
from the
one
new
of my
album.
favorites.
It's
I'm
from
like
the new
grooving
album.
over here.
Rising up. Oh, it's over here, but it's too far for me to reach. So maybe I'll grab it later. So.
Joy Russell Nicholas just came in.
What's up, Joy? How's it
Hi.
going?
Or I don't know if you just came in, but it just popped up that you're in. I think that's all for our comments.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Well, real quick, I want to throw up the tour schedule.
Okay.
We got a couple of ads, and then also we've got some pictures from the past week. So, yeah, let's take care of some business here. So, as I mentioned, tomorrow night we'll be in Oakland at Yoshi's, 8 p.m. Then our final regular show for 2022. I can't believe I'm saying that, but our final show for 2022 before we hit Christmas season is November 19th at Addicts Theater in Norfolk, Virginia. Tickets are moving very fast. Grab your tickets. That's hosted by Jay Lang. Then we start up on the Christmas shows. Mindy Abair, Vincent Agala, Lindsay Webster, and myself. We're doing 19 shows coming to a city near you, starting off with Spaghettini November 28th, working our way east. We'll be all over Florida, all over the Mid-Atlantic. We got a few Midwest dates, a bunch of Southwest dates. So we hope to see you all there. Going into the new year, we'll be in Punta Cana, hanging out with Warren Hill in the Dominican Republic. Spaghettini just went on sale for January 28th. That's my B-Day bash annually that we do at Spaghettini. Literally, they just emailed me about an hour ago. So grab your tickets January 28th for the Adam Holly B-Day bash. And we're continuing the B-Day shows all the way through to the East Coast for South in Philadelphia, Middle C, Charlotte, Tin Pan in Richmond, and Blues Alley in D.C. We'll be at Berks. We'll be in Albuquerque, then on the DK Cruise. We'll be in Raleigh hanging out with Marcus Anderson at Majace. And here are a couple of new ones. We'll be in Portland, Oregon, August 5th at the Vanport Jazz Fest. And we'll be at the Florida Smooth Jazz Weekend in November 2023 in Daytona Beach, Florida. So hope to see you guys at a show. Go to adamholly.com. Put your email in on the pop-up so you can be on the mailing list. And we hope to see you guys on the road. Very excited. Very excited. I can't believe we only have 2 more shows before the Christmas season.
I know.
And so let me think about this. I counted for the entire year of 2022, there's 65. So minus 19 is 46. So we only have 2 more, show 45 and 46 of our regular shows before we hit Christmas. So that's wild. Okay, so we got just a handful of pictures, and then we'll get to Ask Adam.
Okay.
Our first one is from Jacksonville, North Carolina. So big shout out to Rick Allen, Rendezvous, Jazz Rendezvous, having us out there. It was so much fun. It is such a cool series. If you get a chance, they do it in the courtyard of the Marriott there. Gorgeous, gorgeous setting. And then when you're done, you just go right inside to the lobby, hang out, or go up to your room. It was great. So this incredible painter painted both me over on the left, and you can see Kat kind of over my shoulder. And then on the right, that's Nate Mitchell. And so Nate opened up the show, did an awesome set, and then we closed it out. And she did a killer job. She painted this while we were performing. It was so cool. Here's one more picture. Nate is over there on the far right. The painter, I apologize, I do not remember her name, but she was very sweet. It's all up over on Facebook, so you can find her if you're looking. And of course, that's me over there on the left. Jazz Rendezvous in Jacksonville, North Carolina. And then we went to Phoenix, Arizona, had a blast. It was myself along with Marcus Anderson and Julian Vaughn. We had a killer band. We had Lamar Gaines over there on the keyboards on the left, Daryl Williams on the bass, and I think you can see Terrell Martin there seated playing the drums. Shout out to the AZ Jazz Fest for having us. You can't quite see, but they closed off a street, and it was packed. It was packed. We had them up partying the whole time. There's another picture. These are taken by Kat before she came out and did her thing, cut a rug, singing Fool. Ran into the one and only, the GOAT, Paul Jackson Jr. He played right after us with Jazz Funk Soul, along with Everett Harp and Jeff Lorber. So always good to see Paul. Hadn't seen him in a little bit. Been a little while, so it's good to see him. He sounded amazing, as always. Here we are on the red carpet, along with Julian and Marcus. Julian makes everyone look short, but what are you going to do? I think he's 6'7". So, but we had a blast. It was a lot of fun. And finally, Kat sent me this picture. Maybe you can tell me what's going on here with Rufus.
Oh, well, Rufus, he rides with us when we take Adam to school, Adam Jr., and then rides and waits to pick up Adam Jr. after school. So this was, I believe, on Monday, waiting in the car to for Adam Jr. to get out of school. And look at his cute little pumpkin bow. He has 2 bow ties on. The other one is kind of under his ear. You can't really see it, but he has two. He's like super fancy. But he loves to come and sit on my lap, and he wants me like to roll the window down so he can just look out. And I'm usually waiting like anywhere from 30 minutes. If I'm waiting 30 minutes, I left the house a little too late. It's anywhere from like 30 minutes to 45, 50 minutes because the whole school drop off and pick off is just ridiculous. And so I got to get there early to get a parking spot.
Very cute, very cute. Roofy. He's lording over the parking lot, it looks like. That's funny. Well, yeah, and also just want to give you guys a quick detail of our travel. It was crazy. So it started off not so bad. We flew into Raleigh-Durham last Friday. It was about a 2-hour, 15-minute drive. We rented a car, got into town, got some food, went to bed. The next day was pretty relaxing, too. We got to kind of get some rest, do the show. However, after the show, we got done. We got back to our room at around 11 p.m. We hadn't eaten yet, and we were on West Coast time, so that's like 8 p.m. for us. So we went and got some food, then took a shower. Then we had to start driving at 1 a.m. We drove back to Raleigh-Durham. The reason why we did that, they do have an airport in Wilmington, but we didn't quite have the connections we needed to get to Phoenix. So we drove through the night back to Raleigh-Durham. We got to the rental car facility at about 3:15, returned the car, took the shuttle. We got to the airport at about 3:45. Of course, the airport wasn't open yet. We sat around waiting. Finally, we checked in. Then we got up to TSA. TSA wasn't open. So we waited about 20 minutes, got through TSA, flew to Chicago. From there, it was pretty smooth. Took our second flight, landed in Phoenix. We get to the hotel in Phoenix. The room is not ready. So both Kat and I, and Marcus too, got show ready in the lobby restroom of the hotel, of the Hyatt. Went over, did the show. Then by the time we got done the show, we came back. Our room was ready. Took a shower. Then the nice thing was we got home that night because it's only an hour flight from Phoenix. So it was some wild travel, but nonetheless, 2 awesome shows. And, onwards and upwards.
You guys got dressed in the bath. I did get dressed in the bathroom as well, but I had to do my makeup on the side of the stage.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It was crazy. And a lot of people are super shocked, but that does happen sometimes where, you know, you get in early and your room isn't ready, or something is just, you know, there's not enough time and you have to get ready anywhere for the show. So.
We've been pretty lucky, actually, but it happened to us in Charlotte when we did Middle C. We had to wait about an hour, and then it also happened to us in Australia, but we knew that would happen for the Australian cruise because we got to the hotel at like 8 a.m. I mean, the rooms aren't going to be ready at 8 a.m. And then, but we've been pretty fortunate, actually. Like when we got into Myrtle Beach, the rooms were ready. We went straight to the room. We got in around 11 a.m. So it's hit and miss. Hit and miss. Well, I think that's about it for the photos and for our tour kind of diary. So let's get into Ask Adam.
Okay. Let me pull up my photos since I took a few screenshots. This kind of goes with our schedule that we just talked about. Joy Russell Nicholas said, with all of the hits in touring and teaching, when do you sleep?
I get about 6 hours a night, 5 to 6. During the shutdown and everything, I was regularly getting up at 5 without fail. And now it's more like 5:40, 5:45. That I seem to need that extra 30, 40 minutes. But no, I regularly get up at about 5:45, go hit the gym, do a little cardio, take Adam Jr. to school, come back, maybe make a quick little breakfast or coffee, and I'm usually in front of the computer by 8:30. And then, you know, it depends on the day. You know, often I say on average I'll work until about 6. If Kat and Adam Jr.
He does not work until about 6. That is
Kat,
hilarious.
Well,
that
let me
think
finish.
that it's 6 o'clock.
If Kat and Adam Jr. are at practice, then I'll definitely take advantage and go until you get back, which is like 9:30.
No, he works from 6 well, I should say
8
from
a.m.
when you come back home from taking Adam Jr. to school. So what is that? 8:15 a.m. to about 9 p.m. This is every night. When do you think you get done at 6?
It's not every night.
It is.
A lot of nights.
It is. And then if Adam Jr., if we're at practice, because he doesn't get done with team practice Tuesdays and Thursdays until 9, so we don't get home until 9:30 or after, he's still up here.
Lori Erickson said, "Oh wow, you really are sleeping in now." All the way to 5:45. What are you gonna do?
That is so funny.
Yeah. Crescent Jordan said, "You guys got up before the birds." Wow.
Joy Russell Nicholas, you're a workaholic. Kat is right.
No.
I know. Because I tell people all the time, Adam is a workaholic. I think I just told Mark, and Marcus actually said that this weekend.
Yep.
Marcus was like, "Oh, so you're a workaholic."
Well, you know, early bird gets the worm.
Michelle Child says that schedule sounds about right. I don't know for everybody, because I know some people that don't wake up until like 10 or 11. Nicole Caselli, ask Adam, is there a difference when a song lists an artist as featuring as opposed to with? Or any particular reason artists who get track credits for playing aren't always listed as featured artists?
That's a great question. Well, generally a feature, and it's different from song to song, but more or less think of it as like a duet. That would be the most typical instance that you see it as a feature. So, for instance, like a song of mine, actually the song that's out right now, Let's Get Down Tonight. It's featuring Vincent Ingala. We're both playing the chorus melody together. He plays one of the pre-choruses. He takes a solo. So that song, it's not quite 50-50. It's maybe 60-40, 60 being me, 40 him. But he is featured prominently, so it's featuring Vincent Ingala. If somebody is playing more of a complementary part, like a rhythm part, like a piano or a guitar or a drum, that would be less common to listen to them as a feature because it's more accompaniment. So that's kind of the general rule. Of course, rules are made to be broken. There's all sorts of different instances. I saw a funny post. Questlove, who's a famous drummer of The Roots, and he's on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. Sometimes people will try to benefit off of dropping names. So he'll play drums on something, and then they'll say featuring Questlove. And so I saw him put a post on social media. He said, "I didn't know playing drums was a feature." But that person was trying to sell some units, get somebody to listen to their song. So they said featuring Questlove. Now, if the song had a drum solo or something like that, or if Questlove also, I don't know, rapped or something, then maybe you say featuring. But if he's just playing drums in the background, wouldn't usually be called a feature. So generally it means you're both sharing in the melodic and the soloistic portions of a song. Hopefully that answers your question.
Allison Fader, she says sleep is very important to your health. I tell Adam this all the time. I've been telling him this since we've probably been dating, and you don't listen.
Huh?
You'll find out.
What? Huh?
Nicole Caselli says, thanks for the explanation. The question's been on my mind all week.
Yeah.
This is from Michelle Childs. Do you both do Halloween or no? I remember Kat likes to do makeup.
Well, we're not like anti-Halloween or anything like that, but we don't do anything like massive. Like some people like really go all out, and they've got like the haunted house, and they got the trick-or-treaters come over and come into the house, and then they get scared by like a goblin or something. We don't go that far. I don't know. Are we giving out candy this year? Is that what we're doing?
I don't know yet. I don't know if I'm giving it out or if I'm just going to have a help yourself bowl outside, because
Is Junior too old for trick-or-treating?
No.
Is he thinking about it?
If he wants to go, he can go.
I need to ask him.
I never have been. I know some people make a big deal about teenagers trick-or-treating, especially if they're like 16 or 17. But I think it's totally fine because these are like, especially at 16 and 17, that's like the last moments of like childhood that they can still experience, you know, and they're not getting into trouble or anything. So why not go trick-or-treating?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. We do Halloween. When my sister used to live here in California, we'd always go to her house and we'd have the cousins all together and we'd have some other family members come and we'd cook or order pizza. We would eat, take the kids trick-or-treating, come back, eat again, and just kind of like hang out. So we just used it as, you know, another reason to kind of get together, but nothing like demonic and, you know, gory and horror and all that. Just kind of like fun times.
And none of us are really into like the scary movies so much. Not that we're scaredy cats, but like, you know, some people really like the horror, the slasher films. Like, we'll watch a scary movie if we feel like it, but we're not super into that genre like Saw or the Halloween movies or, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're kind of like, you know, in the middle. We're not anti, but we're not like all into it either.
Right.
Like some people, like they, you know,
they go all out.
Yeah, we're not quite we're not quite there.
And then I do like to do makeup. I'm a professional makeup artist. Although I don't even know if I am. Maybe I'm retired. I went to cosmetology school after high school. So I'm a licensed cosmetologist, and I've done hair and makeup over the years for a ton of different things. I've worked in salons. I've done bridal shoots and, of course, for weddings. I used to work at Disneyland doing the wigs for the characters, like, you know, all the princes and princesses that you see walking around. If you didn't know, the wigs, they're shipped to Disneyland, and they're just straight plain wigs. And so a lot of the times we'll dye them, and we'll have to cut them and then style them in the style of like Cinderella, Snow White, what have you. And it's very intricate because there's, you know, 30 Snow Whites, and so all 30 wigs need to be identical. So a lot of curls and parts and shapes, they're all made with measurements because they have to be, you know, precise for each one. But yeah, and I've worked for MAC Cosmetics for a long time, up until the pandemic, actually. So I know I do miss that though. I do miss doing like Halloween makeup at MAC. A lot of people would come in this week and then the day of, like wanting like Halloween makeup. So it is fun. But yeah, Adam Jr., he probably won't be asking me to do any of that stuff until his like, you know, later teen years, like when boys start wanting like, I don't know, blood on their face or something, or a black eye, something like that.
You guys keep asking about my work hours. This is part of it. I have an espresso machine in my studio, so it gets regular use. I start the day with like a regular cup of coffee. I'm really enjoying this Vietnamese pour over. It's really good from Copper Cow. So I usually start with that, a nice tall cup of that, and then throughout the day, I'll have maybe 1 or 2 shots of espresso. And hey, I stay caffeinated. And then when we're on the road, that is the daily pursuit, is where's the Starbucks? Anytime we have a rental car, first thing we do usually is stop at the Starbucks.
Yeah.
And, you know, keeps us going.
James Creer says, has anyone had 10 songs on Billboard at the same time other than you?
That's a great question. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of, you know, obviously there's been a lot of music put out over the last, you know, I mean, contemporary jazz has been a thing for what, 30, 40 years in name. And then of course, you know, we saw contemporary like artists before they were named that as early as the 70s. So I don't know, but definitely for myself, it's a personal best. My previous personal best was 9. So I was really excited when I pulled up the charts this morning and counted. And I was like, oh, man, we hit 10. And also 5 in the top 30. I believe this is also that's a high for me as well, or I've tied a high. So that was pretty exciting as well. And so excited for Will Donato, top 5. And Blake just, like I said, just debuted. So I just feel so fortunate. And it really just goes back to incredible team. Just been working with just amazing artists. Almost all of those songs were mastered by Steve Hall. So shout out to Steve Hall. He does an amazing job. Incredible musicians on all of them. I believe all the songs on the chart, Eric Valentine played drums on. Bass was done by either Nathaniel Kearney Jr. or Mel Brown. Carnell Harrell has contributed to a lot of those tunes. Ramon Islas on all of my tunes on percussion. So just shout out to all the incredible musicians I get to work with, all of the amazing stations that have been supportive since I got started back in 2016. So it's a team effort. Shout out to Kat for putting up with me all these years, and Adam Jr. Now, the last 2 years that we've lived at this house, me and Adam are in Jr. in the Jack and Jill rooms. So it's like I'm his big brother cranking the music 24/7, and he hasn't thrown his TV through the wall yet. So, they all hear these mixes over and over and over.
Yes.
And you co-signed that real quick.
Yes, it's true. And I try not to, burst someone's bubble, because people come to me all the time ever since I can remember, and they're like, oh my gosh, it must be so great living with a musician and you get to hear all this wonderful music. Someone just said this to me in where were we at before Arizona? Oh, we were in Jacksonville, North Carolina.
North Carolina.
And I just was like, yeah.
How rude for you to burst their bubble. You could at least let them think that.
No, I did. I did let them think that. Because, it is nice, but not, all the time. You just don't, you just want peace.
Music is peace.
Mm-hmm.
So rude.
Isabella in Dubai says, do you do special warm-up guitar exercises before you play?
That's a good question. No. I've gone through several different kind of techniques and warm-up patterns and routines, and I've found that works best for me is how am I feeling today. So if my hands feel loose and warm, I just go for it. If it's a little cooler or I feel a little stiff, then definitely I'll do some warm-ups. But if I'm already feeling pretty good, I don't want to add in too many hours to my playing, because I already play quite a bit. So I won't do an extensive warm-up routine if I'm already feeling pretty warmed up. Because by the time you do a sound check and a rehearsal and then a show, the hands can kind of use the rest. So, but if we're playing outside and it's cold, I'll definitely warm up for a couple minutes. So, but everyone's different. Some people just pick up their instrument and play. Some people do an extensive routine. Mm-hmm. I think it depends on the instrument too. Like, for instance, the trumpet is an extremely difficult instrument and requires a lot of hours of playing just to keep up the muscles. So I've heard that Chris Bodie, he plays 3 hours a day no matter what. Does his warm-up routine. Definitely for vocalists, doing a somewhat extensive warm-up routine is usually necessary. So it just depends. But for me, it's kind of a day-to-day. But I would say the normal show is very little. I hit the stage and go for it.
Tony Aponte says, Adam needs a soundproof room. Build a basement, then a studio.
Nah.
But houses in California don't have basements.
We don't have basements. Yeah. So.
We have attics.
Sorry, Junior.
Yeah. We have attics.
Yeah.
And really only the older homes, probably the 50s and before, have functional attics where you can turn it into an actual room. And then newer homes, the attic is just there. It's just open space.
Right. And
you could put some storage stuff in there, but it's not large enough for you to walk around and it be a room, a used space. I remember one of my cousin's husbands, a few years ago, Adam Jr., we went to their brand new build in Atlanta, and Adam Jr. was amazed at the basement because it basically was the entire span of the house. And he's like, you've never seen a basement before? And I'm like, no, he's never seen a basement. California doesn't have basements in their homes. And he didn't even know that. And I was like, you over here giving him a hard time about seeing a basement. I was like, we don't have them. Let me see. My good friend Stephanie is watching. She's like, we live so close and we don't ever see each other. I know. She literally lives under 10 minutes from me. And we have a book club that we've had for years, but we keep choosing a book and then not finishing it. It's so funny. Let's see. This is from Sharon Johnson. We are unable to get your shows on YouTube.
Oh yes, I saw that earlier. So that is 100% my bad. I got during the shutdown, it was so easy to just do my regimen of doing the show, archiving the show, uploading it to different platforms. And then I've been so busy, as you can see, producing and traveling. So just this week, I started reposting things to YouTube. So definitely be on the lookout. I'm going to start getting all those archived episodes up on YouTube. Plus, I've been putting up snippets, some of the shorter, like just the 3 or 4 minute clips of a full song. I'm starting to put those up as well. So just hang in there with me, bear with me. And we're going to get YouTube up to date and start posting, as I mentioned, to there. Make sure, if you didn't hear the announcement earlier, get over to TikTok, follow me there, and, of course, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and we'll keep it pushing. So appreciate you guys.
Deborah Childs Baker says, this is a cat. Cat, does Adam ever do a serenade for you? No.
Nah, she gets it 24/7.
No.
24/7.
And I feel like if he were to try to do a serenade, I would be like, please
put the guitar down.
I'm telling you, this is what people are like, oh my God. I don't know. I think because you guys don't have to listen to like, the takes.
You make this sound so
80
terrible.
million times in the day, or listen to like the same drums, especially when he's producing. You might only be working on like 1 or 2 instrument sounds and like, fixing them for like 2 days.
Stephanie says, we suck at book club.
I know. And it's not because we don't love it. It's just because all of our schedules are like crazy. Sure. But yeah, it's great sometimes. Where you're like, oh wow, this song is a nice song. What are you working on? But then
you're still bashing the music. Okay. I was trying to move
like a tambourine or like a drum click for 5 hours in a day. You're like, oh my God. So it's Lori Erickson says, I understand, Kat. Thank you. One person does. Denise Walters says, that's too funny. She immersed in it 24/7. It's his sexy smooth head that turns around. What are you talking about? It is. I do like the smooth head instead of the curls. But I had to live with the curls for a really long time before Adam cut it. And then when he cut it, I was like, oh my gosh, please don't ever go back. Lori Erickson says, call me Kat when you want to get out of the house and go shopping. I'm really good at that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I do like shopping, but if I need something, unless it's handbags and earrings, then I can like look forever. But I don't really like wandering around the mall and stuff like that. Like maybe because I'm like getting older, I don't have time. Yeah. Wesley Taylor, Adam and I think it's time for you to make a song dedicated to Kat.
I thought you didn't want to be serenaded and you didn't want to hear any more music ever. So I think that would be counterproductive, ladies and gentlemen.
But I didn't say
I'll give you a silent greeting.
Any music ever.
A silent greeting.
Just not. Ooh, yes. Cece says you love. Now I did love Selfridges in London. That store.
There you go.
I'll go to that store anytime.
There you go. There you go.
Joy Russell Nicholas, your wedding song is perfect. Yeah. Remember at our wedding, our DJ.
That's a great story.
During dinner, we told him to play jazz, smooth jazz, maybe like some big band tunes. He breaks out his microphone and starts singing to like our guests at the tables Elvis songs. Was it Elvis or Frank Sinatra? I think it was Elvis. I was like, oh my God. I told Adam, I said, please go tell him.
In his
to
Hawaiian
stop.
shirt.
He did not have a
Not
Hawaiian
smooth.
shirt. Did
Not
he?
smooth.
I
Not
said,
smooth.
please go tell him, please. I was like, what is he doing?
That's funny. Yeah. Yeah.
So funny. Stephanie says, Kat, actually, you should sing to Adam. You have a beautiful voice. Thank you. But I don't think he wants to hear me either.
No one said that.
Adam Jr.
Now you're just trying to
Adam
even
Jr.
it out. Yeah, Adam Jr. wants
cannot
silence.
stand.
Every time we're gone, we say, hey, did you miss us? He said, well, it was quiet. He likes the peace. He's an only child. He's a stereotypical only child. He just wants to just do his thing.
And like the other day I was singing and he's like, Mom, Mom. His eyes are closed. Mom.
But you know what it is? It's not the singing, because you do have a lovely voice. It's that you'll get a particular song and then you'll just beat it to death for days. It's the same song, the same little section, and you just break into it. It's like,
because it's
we
stuck
get
in
it.
my head.
We get it.
Let me see. I saw one more question. If I can find it. I cannot. Maybe if I find it later, we can save it for next week.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's all for our Ask Adams.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much as always, honey.
You're welcome. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see you. We'll see you next month because November 1st is on Tuesday.
That sounds so far away, even though
I
it's
know.
7 days away.
And the year is almost over. I'll see you next month.
Yeah. And we're winding down on our AH Lives for 2023 or for 2022 because I'm gonna be going on tour. So we have 3 more. We'll be here the 2nd, the 9th, the 16th, then or maybe 4 more because Thanksgiving Eve. Will we be able to fit one in? Okay.
Thanksgiving Eve.
We got some time. We got some time.
Maybe.
We got some time with you guys. Once we get in December, I will definitely make sure to check in with you guys, but I'll be on the road. So, but no, I guess that was a little preeminent. We've got 4 more episodes of 2022 with you guys, so don't worry.
Oh, the last Ask Adam question from Michelle Child. What smooth jazz artists do you want to work with in the future that you have not worked with already?
Oh, that's a great question. I've been so fortunate to either perform live or record with so many great artists. But you know who I haven't worked with? Chris Bodie comes to mind. He's an amazing trumpeter. And Kenny G, of course, is fantastic. So haven't done anything with either of them. Shared the stage with Kenny, which all that means is we played on the same stage, but we didn't play together. I always think that's funny. People always say, shared the stage. All that means is you were on the same event. So that would be cool. George Benson also shared the stage with George, but we haven't actually collaborated. So those are a few that come to mind. 3 greats. In terms of people we've lost, definitely Grover, definitely Wayman. Huge fans of both of them, and in many ways, well, especially Grover got everything started, but Wayman is a big influence on my music as well. So those are just a few. It's hard to list just one.
I know.
But any of those would be incredible. So those are just a few. Yep.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. See you
All right.
next month.
See you next week. Next month.
Bye.
And hope to see you guys tomorrow night. If you're anywhere near the Bay Area, come through. We'll be at Yoshi's, 8 p.m. Pacific, up in Oakland. Let your friends know. If you're coming, bring a friend. It's our first show in NorCal in about 3 years, and my debut as a solo artist at Yoshi's. So very excited. Otherwise, we'll see you in Norfolk in November, and then hopefully see you on the road for the Christmas tour. So appreciate you guys. Huge thanks again to Jason Jackson and Gina Rosario for sending in the video of Working It Out. Look for it at a station near you, and we'll see you all next week. Good night.